crew. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're just going to kick it on this fine Friday evening or morning. Yikes, I said evening. And we're going to watch some Goodwood. We'll just hang out, chill out, watch Goodwood for a little bit. Talk about the cars we're seeing on the screen, see if there's anything interesting for you guys. What we're looking at right now is the drifters. Apparently they've added some sort of what's it called, like points total to the drift run. It's not just them sliding up the hill anymore. They've added some numbers to it.
He knew exactly what he was doing. Very nice clean run. Got all of his sensors. So I'm actually really interested to see what...
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love watching the drifters. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a really great experience. Overall, drifting is freaking kick-ass. But I'm actually really excited that we got the drifting at the beginning of this stream, because then it means right after this, we're going to be getting nothing but awesome hill climbs. So let's enjoy some rad drifting for a bit, and then we will get into some awesome hill climb stuff. Hope everyone is having a really, really good morning or evening, depending on where you're at. Look at this.
I think they just love the noise, really. 2JZ is a very particular sound.
That's not a 2JZ, though.
The sound of a big V8.
Okay, thank you. That was close. What up, Will? How you doing, man? Good morning.
Very nice. God, they just look, I look at him tapping his roof there. In drifting, that basically means get closer. So he's out there having fun. If he's got one hand off the wheel,
guys, sending it. I love it. Because if you think about it, this is more... What's up, Dylan? Good morning. This is very much like a tiny road, right? This street is effectively a back road. If we think about what a... you know, what an overall driveway is like, right? Like you're driving... A driveway is like a one-lane road in the country, and this guy's sliding it like no problem, which is pretty rad.
It's very easy to go one step too far and unfortunately take out a sensor.
George Barclay.
Terry, I want to know what you think. How's George getting on?
Yeah, George is great. We saw him nip the grass.
What up, Michael? Good morning, my man. You guys, Monday, by the way, we're going to be talking about the Stellantis EV Day that happened yesterday. A lot of things came out of it, but they haven't released a lot of their press stuff yet. So we know some directions. What I mean by that is we know that, like, Abarth, which is the company that modifies Fiats, is turning to full electric. We saw a Chrysler prototype that was full electric. We saw a Jeep Cherokee, the 2-row one, not the 3-row one. So come Monday, we'll talk about all of that, but they haven't released any press photos yet. So the photos that I would have shown to talk about that event are like crude screenshots, you know what I mean? So it's probably better for us to just hold off, kick it back today, watch some Goodwood, enjoy some drifting. Hopefully I can provide some commentary on some of these cars if you guys have never heard of them, because there tend to actually be a lot of vehicles that climb this hill that are just super unique to Goodwood, whether it's race cars, whether it's track cars, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's watch some drifting though.
First of all, it's so good to be back at Goodwood Festival of Speed. It's on.
Tessa Whittick.
And doing this Gymkhana element, it's so much fun. I was buzzing from the bottom to the top, and yeah, I don't know where I came, but it was fun no matter what.
Do you know, I was just saying this, so half of this is just having the crack up there on the hill, isn't it? I mean, they've had...
Having a crack up there on the hill, love it.
It's just going on there, it's good, isn't it?
Just have a blast, yeah. We've not driven these cars for such a long time, and yeah, just...
Yeah, the car sounds incredible. That R33 Skyline sounds so good.
And tell me, Tessa is out there on the hill. It's her first time that she's ever tackled the Goodwood Hill in her drift car. She's got a 1JZ R33.
Yeah, that's it.
And she's just having the most fun. I spoke to her last
night.
The
1J R33, interesting.
Your girlfriend going past the big walls, past the hay bales. What does that feel like?
Nerve-wracking, a great feeling that we've come on this journey together. You know, there she is now on the screen waving at the crowd.
Oh my God, their boyfriend and girlfriend. That's so cute. Wow.
This venue is an absolute honor and dream.
Absolutely. Well,
man.
here she comes. She's flying.
Yeah.
She seems to be having a better day. I know yesterday she had a few little technical issues and they've managed to get those gremlins out. So she's absolutely flying now, coming up past the finish line. And she's heading into the final section of the course, which is the wall ride, as I said.
Oh boy,
and
here we
then
go.
The parallel part, but make it fancy.
So she apparently
through it.
they
What did you
keep this
get?
going and then they do like a handbrake
Let's
J
see if she
turn or
touches
something
the
like that at the end. I don't know.
Martin, talk us through it.
I don't know how I feel about this. Speaking of drifting, Joe Scott says Formula Drift Round 4 is this Saturday in Erie, Pennsylvania. Is it?
She's just trying to power and looking for the parking spot now.
I don't know if I've ever told this story.
And she's in. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever told this story on stream, but back in the day, I was actually, I think I was in college. No, maybe it was before that. This was when Formula D used to show on G4. I don't know if you remember this, Joe. But I petitioned them to come to Lime Rock. I was like, I don't know what you guys have to do, but like, get over to Lime Rock. There's so many fans. I messaged Jared Adonde. I messaged Formula D. I messaged everybody. Jared messaged me back and he said, hey, thank you for the interest, the appeal. Like, the enthusiasm's crazy. Like, come out and we'll pay for your tickets. So I went to Wall, New Jersey as a kid. This is when Reese Millen was driving a GTO. So that era, like Samuel Hubinet had his Viper, the white one, stuff like that. So this is way back in the Formula D, like, history. It was really awesome. I think I still actually have a tire from Von Gittin Jr.'s Falcon Mustang that was signed by him that I drove. So, okay, we're getting story time here. So my uncle drove us. He had a Porsche 911 Turbo at the time, a 996. And picture this, okay? 300-pound Thanasi in the back seat of a 996 911 holding a drift tire from Von Gittin's Mustang that's in a trash bag from New Jersey to Massachusetts the whole way. That was definitely one for the history books. Joe says, I went to FD and NJ a few weeks back. Nice, dude. How was it? Is it still at Wall? Shout out to Gio with the share on the stream. Thank you, my man. We're watching Goodwood today. We're hanging out and we're talking about the cars that we're seeing on the screen. So if you guys are looking for, some background noise, if you will, tune in, watch some Goodwood, hang out. Goodwood is one of the better events that takes place over the course of the year.
Nice and sideways up the hill here.
We got the drifters going right now. This is Axel Hildebrand
So I have behind
in
me the
a
wonderful
S14.
Tessa, first time on the hill this weekend.
Tessa right here is the pilot of a 1J
I'm really
R33.
excited to be here, and I feel very, very privileged to be here.
Thing sounds
So tell me about the
insane.
Hondas then. I saw you yesterday, you had a few technical difficulties, which kind of made things
And again,
a bit
this is
harder.
like
You
drifting on a back road.
redeemed yourself.
Joe says, so it's at Englishtown. They built a drift stadium there. The first purpose-built drift stadium in the USA, basically a huge figure eight. Interesting.
Axel coming up here. Tell me what you think about
Huh.
this run. We're gonna throw it
Drift
back to the
stadium.
driver
So what,
to give the commentary
Joe,
here.
what makes it specifically like a drift stadium? Like, is it just the fact that it's a track that's entire purpose is drifting and not anything else? Or is there some special stuff here? Matt says, Asa, dude, she definitely stole the yellow film headlights from my S14. I'm sending her an invoice. Yeah. Matt, I remember that car, man. I think you were selling that thing for like $6,500.
He's just doing donuts.
I know we don't like to talk about like FOMO a lot, right? About like what you could have gotten, but picture selling that exact same car today. You probably could have got easy 10 G's for it, regardless of issues.
Okay, so let's have a little look at the
All right, no offense to the drifters, guys. I'm a big fan of drifting, but I'm hoping that they're done soon. And the reason is because the cars that are going to be going up the Goodwood Hillclimb are really interesting. We're talking about F1 cars. We're talking about Le Mans cars. We're talking about unique hypercars, et cetera, and that's really, really fun. So I'm definitely excited to watch drifting, and they sound amazing. They're doing really awesome, but yeah. Joe says, yeah, it's a stadium that got bleachers all around the figure eight, solely used for drifting. Got it. How was it, Joe? Did you like it? Like, was it? Do you think it was a good experience overall? That's curious. It's interesting to hear that Englishtown stepped up like that, especially because didn't they get rid of their drag strip? This thing's mental. I said mental first. Jesus, have mercy on this car's engine. He loves to limiter bash, my man.
A limiter basher is basically where you reach the end of your rev range and just keep your foot in at the same time. So yeah,
Let it rip, Tater Chip. Look at this guy go. Joe says the drag strip was changed into this stadium. Ah, that's interesting that they determined that drifting would have more of an appeal than the drag racing that Englishtown is famous for. That's so cool. I vibe with that.
What are you thinking? I mean, just look at this car move. I mean, I am biased because I love an S15. I have one myself. But I just think it looks amazing.
Wait a minute.
Same, I love an S15. But
Did we hear that? This announcer has an S15? If anybody's single in the chat, let me know. I'll find her info for you.
So I know what I'm going to give him, but he deserves way more than I'm going to give him for this because he has, from start to finish, has been mega. And I'm actually quite shocked that he's made it.
Wow, he's drifting that section too? Good for him. Yeah, Derek, we heard the same thing. She just said she has an S15. I'll rewind the live stream. I don't give a fuck. She said, yeah, I'm partial because I have an S15. That's what she said.
Well, Terry, I'm very impressed actually. Kevin is normally one of the looser drivers. I was expecting to see a little bit of a wheel drop here and there, but he was very precise. My commentary team at the top here is growing by the second. We have Axel with us here. Axel, how was that for you?
It was awesome fun, but a little bit disappointing.
Shut your mouth, Axel. Kevin's going to work.
God, sounds like the Taliban have just arrived.
Sounds like the Taliban have just arrived.
Well,
Yikes.
everybody, Kevin Quinn. So,
That's the sentence we're going with?
Kevin.
Yikes. Joe says it was sick, but it rained during the pro session, and drifting in the rain isn't that fun to watch, in my opinion. But Def going back next year was totally worth for like $50 a ticket. Yeah, I tend to find that drifting is definitely big bang for the buck for sure. Yeah, Derek, I don't know if sounded like the Taliban's coming in is the right thing to say. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about cancel culture and stuff like that, but like, come on, bro. Don't be tone deaf. You know what I mean? This guy's my hero, by the way. I don't know if you guys watched yesterday, but James Dean was a master 2019 drift champion in Europe. Let's watch this guy's run.
2JZ 800 horsepower E92 M3. Now he knows this hill like the back of his
This guy
hand, so
was
if
an
he doesn't hold
absolute
down a good
beast.
run, I'd be very surprised. He's the type of guy that really likes to rely on precision. So make sure that you're checking out the
Look at this guy.
exactly on
Especially compared to the
the
last
track
runs
here.
we've saw.
So he's got
Maybe the S15 person was a little bit like just as fat, but this guy's like cruising through this course. And he's doing it like sliding the entire way. Like a lot of people that have driven this course have just like driven straight up of it and slid like occasional pieces. Ooh, he effed it up there. Did he stall? Did he stall? He stalled. Yeah, this angle's insane, Matt.
James is amazing.
Oh my God.
He's an amazing character. He's an amazing driver. And when he
Wow, that's a bummer. For those of you that watched yesterday, James Dean was a monster, so must have some car issues.
now he's crawling up the hill, we know there's a technical issue. Obviously,
That sucks.
not do that. So
He's a beast.
we'll have to find out what
R.I.P. James Dean. Send me some of your breakfast sandwiches. You know what I mean? It's his brother Jimmy, but it is what it is.
I start to say how brilliant he is, it then all goes to pot. So apologies there, James Dean.
Let's not forget that the announcer has an S15.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
Yeah, she also agrees. That's good to know.
Well, we have Kevin
There
Quinn
she is.
behind us here.
There you go,
Kevin,
Derek.
This is your first time on the Goodwood Hill as well. We've got a few newbies here.
Oh, this is
you
the
know what?
rev
You're actually
limiter basher
showing
guy.
up.
Look at this
You've
guy.
been doing it for years. That was an amazing run.
Yeah, it's good old fun. Like, it's just amazing to be here. But that was pretty sore in the car there now, to be fair.
Kevin
I heard you keep your
Quinn.
foot in there.
This
That's
guy
amazing.
might be my hero, actually.
It's all about the show, and do you know what? Like, how does it feel when you're flying? Can you see the people in the crowds? Because I know people are always waving at the drivers, and they think, "Can he see
Where do
me?"
I find her?
That's a very, very good.
I'll send you.
answer, because if you're saying, "No, I was trying to pick up
I'll
my
comment
girlfriend
her
in the car," I'd be
Instagram
worried,
name if
if
we
I'm
can
honest.
figure it
I'd be
out.
very worried.
Oh, it's
Right, he's gonna have to find a girlfriend first, isn't he? Well, guys, we're coming up the hill with
damn,
another
more
car
girlfriend
behind
bashing
us.
though.
It's very,
Missed
very
that?
warm out there. You can see the heat haze coming off the top of the cars. We've had no word yet as to what is wrong with James Dean's
She's in the
car.
gulag, Derek.
Hopefully it's
Damn.
not something too
Damn. Yeah,
for the
she's
rest
getting
of
the run
weekend.
around at Goodwood. No, I'm just
But
kidding.
otherwise, he'll have to sit and have a
She's
beer
probably a
in the
really
sunshine.
nice lady.
Terrible, terrible, terrible for him.
I want to hang out with these two as well. Grab a beer, you know what I mean? Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
To go. It's Paul
All right, let's see what we
Smokey
got.
Smith, isn't it?
It is
It is
indeed.
indeed. And he's a JC
UK
boy.
Drift Championship.
Yes, he
Let's
is.
see if this
Yes, he is.
FRS is
You
any
know,
good.
it's very much a split between V8s
Probably
and
has a
JCs.
Supra.
You've got
It
a
is
1JC,
crazy.
which is
Every
still
single
26, but turbo engine, lots and lots of power. I feel like
every
when
single
you-
car that's been drifting, yeah, James Dean is a savage. Facts. It's interesting. Every single car that we've seen so far out of this European Championship either has a 1J, 2J, or it's a V8. There's no in between. There's no other motor.
At the minute, I'm
That's one of the things I miss about OG Formula Drift and D1 GP is you'd have, you know, the 2-liter turbos, you'd have the VQs, you'd have the V8s, you know, you have a bunch of different engine choices. It seems like everything we're seeing today is just either a 1J, 2J, or it's a
Paul
V8.
Smokey Smith he's a veteran of the sport. I mean, he knows a drift car inside out. This way before I ever got into it. I've been
Yeah,
doing
SR20
jump
builds, that's
speed.
true, Joe, but
And,
it doesn't. We haven't seen any today. So it seems like the European stuff is all 1J, 2J, V8.
On there. So he's gone round his barrels. He's got his sensors. He's coming into his
SR20
style.
builds, man. Yeah, totally.
Freestyle area, but
Osbo is running a 2-liter
So
4-cylinder.
far, so
Is he?
good. The last set of barrels he
I
kind
know.
of drove into
Let me-
it
I'll
rather
check
than threw
that
the
as we
car
watch
sideways.
this.
So for me, that's going to mark him down a little bit. I know he can do way better than that, obviously.
Yeah, nowadays
Terry,
it's all
honestly,
JZ, LS, or RB. Yeah,
stingy.
totally.
The points will
coming
be
up.
up a lot more tomorrow.
I think
promise,
his
once I walk
Corolla
around
is
the
a
pitch later and
4-cylinder.
take a
It
few
might
rides.
be,
I was gonna
Matt. Let me
say,
look.
a pint and a £5 note. It seems like you're anyone's.
20 now.
So he's coming up between.
Yeah, I think his Corolla IM was as
Yeah,
well.
no.
Matt,
So,
that's actually a great
Tessa,
call.
We've got
Let's
Paul
see.
coming up here. It's a long-term friend of
Yeah,
yours.
it's a
I wanna get the- I wanna get
2.7-liter
skinny on what's on that
turbocharged
side.
4-cylinder
What,
that
so
can
far, so good.
reliably
So he's
produce
actually
1,000 horsepower.
hit all
Okay.
of the proximity sensors, hasn't he, so far? And
Do you know
I-
what? This bit here, I feel like is really difficult.
Ryan
to keep
Turk is
managing.
running a Yaris this year? What the hell?
Wide, so he's playing it.
Is it like a
safe.
Euro spec Yaris, Joe?
He's fast.
Let me look at this
Come on,
thing.
Paul. Oh, he's got all of those. Yeah!
Very
In the
nice.
box.
It's a lovely little clean handbrake into the parking bay there. Now for a little bit of a donut. We have a
Wait a minute.
white out up here. The donuts are absolutely.
Joe, he's running a Corolla, dude. That's not a Yaris. That's a Corolla hatch.
1,380. That's 500 style points. Again, he's got all of his sensors with 1,100 there.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
Corolla.
Right. Who do we have here then?
Let me show you a picture. I'm going to see if we're talking about the same one.
350Z. Ian Phillips in the 350Z here. I love the little wrap on it. It looks great. Looks like a little Terry's chocolate orange, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, it's a photo of it from
So
2019.
he's
Definitely a
taking it a little
Corolla.
bit more of a considered approach. I would say.
Casual
Considered, but
1,000
you know what?
horsepower in a
For other
tiny
people this
hatchback.
weekend, this is the first time they've come
Yeah,
up on
no
the hill, so
kidding, right?
he
Seriously,
might
no
start
big
it.
deal.
Might
Yeah,
have
the
to
gum
go
out red
first
and white
one.
car. Yeah, Joe,
Very
that's a
much
Corolla.
mistakes,
Here, I'll
so.
show you a photo real quick. Same car that Aspo drives.
No, no. No, don't put yourself down like that.
So he's in the freestyle area now. So Terry, this is a very reserved run. I'm going to
Careful, Terry.
Very reserved. You know what's coming from me.
It's July 4th. Careful, Terry.
I know he can do way better, but actually he's doing the right thing for today. It's Friday. We've got touchdown. We've got Sunday.
Nah, dude, no sweat. You know, no worries. No worries at all. I just thought it would have been wild if this dude like came in hot to a North American spec tournament with Euro car. You know what I mean?
Our commentating team growing once more. This time we have Paul Smokey Smith. How was that?
Pretty awesome.
What do we got?
Yeah,
Matt says casual 1,000 horsepower and a hatch, no big deal. Yeah, literally, I couldn't even imagine what driving this thing not sideways would be like. Mason, bless you, child. What up, my man? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. We're hanging out today. We got another hour or so. We're gonna be watching some Goodwood. Taking it slow today it's a rainy Friday over near me, so I don't know how you guys are doing.
Constant slide as well. That's so much to think about.
Yeah, we're kind of
Nah,
trying to
no
keep the
sweat,
car
Joe. It's not a big
controllable,
deal.
But make it look like it's out of control. So yeah, it's pretty difficult.
It's a skill. Some would say it's drifting, you know?
That's what we call it.
So I want your opinion on Ian Phillips coming in here.
Okay,
Look,
yeah, he's just coming in now.
he's here. He's by the wall ride.
Yeah, you got.
There we
Come
go.
out. Yeah, this Corolla's insane. I love how these Corollas look. I actually am really excited
He set off
for a
all
Corolla
right.
GR.
Definitely get his points there. So we have our results here. A bit more of a reserve run there from Ian Phillips. So he's not going to reflect too well on his score, but we have a score of 2,000.
This is a photo from an Android phone that I'm about to upload, but y'all get the idea.
Our good man Terry Grant, and 0 points for the parking, which is making me think.
This is the car that we were talking about with Frederick Osbo, and wow,
Okay,
of course,
so we're
it's
gonna have
a
a quick look at our
2-bit
point standings
photo.
so far. So in first place we have Kevin Quinn.
Yeah, there you go.
in that Nissan
That's the
Sylvia
Corolla
S50.
right now.
So
Uses a
Rocky is
bored
taking
out
top spot with
2.7 liter
5,574
4-cylinder
points.
engine.
In second place we have Axel Hildebrand with 4,436.
Matt says, shout out to Rockstar Energy,
Third,
Osbo,
Paul
and Turk
Smith,
Connection. Let's go. One of the best car
4,380.
memories was
Fourth,
being able to
George
chat with
Bartley,
Osbo. Hold on, let me turn this
3,531.
down.
Followed by
One of the
Martin
best car
Nicholas.
memories was being able to chat with Osbo for about 10 minutes just about bullshit when I was shooting media for Rockstar. We didn't even really talk much about cars. It was really cool. That's sick, Matt. That's really cool. I don't know. You ever get the feeling just like when you not like when you meet these people, because I haven't met them, but like you get the feeling sometimes from just like watching them on screen that they're just chill dudes or dudettes, you know what I mean? And Frederick definitely gives off that vibe. Like Osbo definitely seems like a chill ass dude for sure.
Go for it, as you know, and it makes the car easier to drive. If you
I mean, have you seen him do ice drifting, guys? Have you seen that stuff with the MK4 Supra? Matt, have you seen that? I hope so.
So we have here Ian, who's just stepped out of his 350Z there. You can almost hear it humming away. She's very hot out there.
Yes.
How was it for you? I know this is your first time up the hill.
Oh, I'm still shaking. I was up here yesterday, but man, the feeling you get coming up this.
Damn, this guy's still shaking.
And also being able to come and do the donuts in front of the crowd up here, getting the vibe from everyone is just tremendous.
Isn't it, Biz? It's such a buzz, and how delighted are we all to be back here at Goodwood, bringing drifting to the masses.
Exactly. You know, this it's so nice to see this finally happening again. Obviously, we had Speed Week last week. It was a great taster, but to actually see everyone out here back enjoying.
I don't think I have, but I would imagine that's a dope way to train in the off season. Yeah. So you know, Osbo is.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Right then, guys, that's
Osbo is from Norway, and in the off season he goes back home usually, right? And one of the things that they do is ice drifting, and he uses like this silver MK4 Supra, and it's freaking wild to watch. They go out drifting on a frozen lake. It's crazy. Let me while this is doing the like propaganda portion, if you will, let's swap over to the Osbo video so I can show. Oh, I'm not gonna pause it. I'm just gonna mute it. Let me swap over to the Osbo video so I can show you guys quickly what I was talking about. This is freaking crazy. Okay, let me add the source here. Window capture. Here we go. So one of these is Osmo. I think it's this one up front, but yeah, they just go ice drifting on lakes. Matt says, I don't think I have, but I would imagine it's a dope way to train the off season. Yeah, Matt, check this out. Like, look at this. They're just slinging it on a lake. Slinging it. Casually just sliding MK4 Supras. All the ice on the window. There's Frederick. They're not touching. They're not touching. A little jump between friends, you know what I mean? Holding it, yeah, it's insane, Matt. Insane. Granted, easier to slide on ice than asphalt, but still, like, this is wild. Wild. I don't think anyone wants to see how a 2JZ engine works. Sorry, Donut. Yikes. Yikes. All right, let's... How do I... There we go. Oh, yeah. So every year at Goodwood, they also do an auction. This year, they got some pretty spicy cars. 250 GT Berlinetta. This thing's going to go for crazy money. This thing also pretty awesome. 4th place at Le Mans, the Alfa Romeo. One of their last efforts at the race. Ferrari F40. No big deal. This thing's crazy. Zagato Bentley. OG F1 car from Ferrari. Bond in a convertible, no big deal. Yeah, Bonhams. What is this? Oh, they have the Goodwood track on iRacing? That's so funny. See, they're doing virtual Goodwood races at iRacing. That's pretty cool. Guys, by the way, Goodwood doing commercials here just means that it's switching up. So we're probably moving away from drifting, or we're getting another round of it. So one or the other. But either way, it's kind of like a reset. That's pretty much what they're doing right here. So they're going to talk about batteries being built in England at some point. That was a big commercial yesterday. Ooh, is this GT Sport, Matt? We got the Maserati MC20. Oh, that might have been GT Sport. Good call, Matt. This is Maserati's new supercar. We've talked about this on the channel. First time Maserati has built a V6 engine all into themselves. It's not a Ferrari-based product. There will also be an electric variant of this car. All the initial reviews, by the way, are looking amazing on that Maserati MC20. Ooh, now we're getting a little look into the backside of Goodwood, where they actually do rally. It's a hill climb, but for rally. This is Steve Maxon in a 190.
Welcome, everybody. Everyone's listening now.
This is pretty cool. This is going to be great, guys. Rally is awesome. Some cool cars run down this.
Rally stage 1 mile long, and you've just seen the
right around a mile. That's good, you know.
That was the 16-valve Cosworth developed.
About a minute or so.
For those of you who will remember Ayrton Senna winning the one-make Mercedes race.
This is a pickup?
In one of those. Well, they were
Matt, I'm here for this. Me too, man. I've never heard of this car, and this is probably one of the first times I've said that. A 504 Peugeot pickup?
Evo pickup, very much.
Group B car?
A racer, a rally man.
What?
And this
what is this thing, guys? I've never heard of this car. I mean, I know what the Peugeot 504 is, but I've never heard of. I've never heard of a pickup being used in Group B.
Giving it lots of berries off the line.
Giving it lots of berries.
Yeah, it's amazing to see something like this, because even though
oh my God!
Recreation, it's the kind of car that was used on the Safari when the Safari was an incredibly difficult and long distance demanding event.
Oh my God, guys, this is. This is hilarious.
Reliability, rather than flat outright speed. You can see on the back.
Got it. So that makes sense. So if we listen to what the announcers just said, this car was used when the Safari Rally was as grueling as ever, where it was more about just making it to the end than it was about speed. So this thing wasn't necessarily fast. It was just reliable and could get to the end. Shout out to David Dunn. Welcome, my man. Hope you're doing well. Hope the move went awesome.
He was going through this stage last night. His foot recce, checking everything.
Lada.
He was having a look at the jump
VFTS, hell yeah.
Finn.
That is not just your mom's Toyota Tundra. You're totally right, Tim. That was pretty cool, huh?
ZR. This car had quite a history in Eastern Europe as well. I think that's where he picked it up from, Xavier.
Yeah, I mean, it featured with a lot.
Matt says, yo, by the way, I pulled into my driveway yesterday and there was a hotshot truck outside my house with a 70s Land Rover Defender on the back being delivered from California to a guy in CT. So dope. That's cool, man. That's really cool. That's really cool. That's a cool spot to come home to.
Rallying in Ireland, but you know,
what do we got here? Is this a Rover?
Engine. There was about 160 horsepower.
You guys tuned in yesterday.
But it's a fan favorite here, just like
you'll remember that this car is one of the dual-purpose cars when it came out. The Rover SD1.
And Mike Stewart in the computer vision 3.5.
Not only raced in rally, but it actually raced in British touring car as well. So this was one of those dual-purpose attempted machines. It didn't really do crazy well in either, but it did good enough in both to be considered pretty cool. So this is the Rover SD1.
Loved it, that you could have a big Rover like this, and especially the Vitesse like this. Listen to that big rumbly engine. Ken Wood
awesome.
drove one of these as well, if you remember, and I think he had Golden Wonder Chris sponsorship on the side.
Yeah.
And he was air traffic controller. He loved them. But Tony Pond and dear Rob Arthur, who was president of Southern Car Club, a great co-driver with Tony Pond. And we were talking.
Wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't make it to the end. It is a Rover after all.
Did the Rovers ever go over to Ypres?
They did, but in private hands. I mean, we were talking
oh boy, we already know what this is. If you guys have watched any episode of Top Gear, you know what you're looking at right now. You know, I don't even have to tell you. Neither the announcers don't even have to tell you.
Here we have the
it's a Dacia.
Moved back now to a really good shot of the 504 pickup, making its way down to Flying Finn in the jump, and probably the straightest part of the stage here. 1.9
little jump there.
And this part is really fast. There's a square left comes up here, and you must pay attention on it.
I can't get over this pickup, man. This thing is really cool. Oh, and then we're back to the Hillclimb. So these go on in tandem. So if you guys are ever at Goodwood, you can sort of enjoy both at the same time. And if you guys want, we can find the live stream for the rally portion and check that out if these cars get too stale. Look at this guy humming.
The glorious Alfa Romeo 8C, straight 8. This one, the
straight 8. Sounds incredible.
Virtually a two-seater racing car.
What a cool thing.
And we've got more to come later on in the same.
What a rad era. This car was a street legal version. This wasn't the race car. Like, picture that thing just low-key, just driving down the street. Straight 8, you know what I mean?
James Turner is the next man to go, followed by David Donahue and then Gary Pearson. But Roderick Jack in the Alfa Romeo about to break the timing line at the end of the run. Yes, Porsche coming next. James Turner there in the Porsche. As I say, David Donahue there in the Cooper. So we're slightly running out of sequence, but David Donahue in that early Cooper from the very first days of Can-Am with all that grunt in the back.
That's a King Cobra, isn't it?
Yeah.
With
the next car is going to be mental. David Donahue's driving a Cooper with like oodles and oodles of power, and I'm not talking about a Mini Cooper, guys. You'll see what I mean. Pretty nutso car. This thing is also crazy from Porsche, but the Cooper next is like a bastion of noise.
But we'll focus for the moment on the Cooper. Cooper had a fairly short history at Can-Am, but Cooper called
Can-Am was one of the cooler race series, and it wasn't even close.
In the days when they had the Curtis roadsters, one of which we will shortly see, and then Cooper brought the little 2.7
little Porsche
engine Cooper, and suddenly the guys there realised that their technology was way out of date.
Classic 911
is one of the most recognisable cars, and
that's true.
Decades on, you look at a modern day Porsche, you can still see the origins of it.
That is fair. I think Porsche has done one of the better jobs with the 911 of evolving the design, but continuously making it so identifiable. Like, it doesn't matter the generation. It doesn't matter to what degree of car person you are, right? Like, if you have a remote interest in the automobile, you can just see a car from across the way and be like, that is a 911. You just know. You don't have to know, like, everything there is about vehicles like I do. You know what I mean? Slight flex. But you know a 911 when you see it. You just know. Shout out to Gio. Welcome, my man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that guy wasn't giving it the beans, though. He needs to go. That guy's boring. This guy's snooze fest. No one cares about a OG 911 if you're not going to boost it up the hill. You know what I mean?
Porsche wanted to call it the 901, and then Peugeot objected. They said, we've got the right on all the car numbers with a...
Oh, yeah, I live for this stuff.
On board the Mercedes, 60 horsepower Mercedes from 1903.
1903 Mercedes with 60 horsepower, and she's going faster than Homie in the 911 just was. She's cruising. Shout out to Felicity. It's her father in the front seat.
So it's a rapid car, well over 80 miles an hour, but Felicity wisely taking it fairly gently.
She's going faster than the 911. That's no cap.
She's being guided and coached.
She'll be there eventually.
I'm sure she's extremely grateful for.
Yes. And then the Beast of Turin is popping and banging its way up through Malcolm Corner.
Oh boy, guys, the Beast of Terrain is next. If you guys remember this from yesterday, that thing was the best.
It's immensely quick, the Beast of Turin. 136 it was timed at in 1911 or so.
136 miles an hour in 1911, this car that's coming up.
Quick, but actually, the statistics still stand up, don't they? I mean, even decades, hundreds of years on, they are still competitive, still quick. Got Lucas Hooney just going through as well in the Bugatti Type 51.
Yeah, we'll catch the 51 in a second. The Beast of Turin is going to follow Felicity over the finishing line. For the anoraks amongst us, you can tell a Type 51 from a Type 35.
There it is.
By the twin.
Look at this thing. 136 miles an hour.
The Beast of Turin.
Oh, what a cool thing. Listen to it. Look at all the fire as it's slowing down.
Of course, raced it in their Edwardian race at the members' meeting.
That thing's just a monster.
Throttle, he said. Maserati 4CL, pre-war, four-cylinder Voiturette racing. Voiturette was the posh pre-war name for Formula 2. And Maserati really made hay in Voiturette when they realized they weren't going to compete with the Silver Arrows of Mercedes and Auto Union. So they focused on, effectively, Formula 2.
What a cool car.
And originally, these Maseratis of this age were very, very fragile because
Maseratis are still fragile.
Very advanced. A lot of them have been rebuilt, had re-engined, or had engines rebuilt.
Oh,
with
it's broken.
Materials since that
It's broken.
time. And so in
it's broken. R.I.P.
Now, not only are they quick, but they're reliable.
Oh, you said that at the right time.
Wow, this guy cursed him. What up, Ben? How you doing, man? Good morning. This guy literally just said they're reliable, and then it promptly broke. We all noticed that, right?
And that's a red flag.
Was it Doug?
So the next car to go was meant to have been Chris Lucas with one of the Jaguars, but we've got a red flag, I'm afraid.
I wonder if he's done what I did once at Chelsea.
Can we just push it? It probably weighs 2 pounds. It's a red flag. Why is this guy going?
With the petrol pump ticking away.
It's literally a red flag. Why is this guy going?
Fuel pump.
Matt said probably has an SR20 in it. Yikes.
Here's a C-Type, which I guess, well, he's getting a red flag.
It's a red flag, bro.
Will he proceed slowly or stop quite rightly?
I do what the marshals say, I suspect.
Yes.
So Chris Keith Lucas, this is the Stefan Ziegler owned Jaguar C-Type, which was a car that Jaguar took to international sports car racing.
Jaguar,
52 and 53.
we all heard it.
This was the Acuria Cost car, the Scottish privateer team. Ian Stewart, one of the drivers.
Who's got plans for the weekend? What are you guys doing coming up next Saturday and Sunday?
Was particularly designed just for Le Mans.
Yeah.
Anybody doing anything fun?
Wasn't terribly successful in other races, particularly Dundrod and places like that.
Yeah.
But Bill Lyons knew what he was doing, because he knew that a win at Le Mans would give him terrific publicity, which of course it did. The C-types.
Oh my God, these guys are having a blast.
I mean, the D-type came obviously next. They had those 3 Le Mans wins on the bounce. It was an extension of the success.
Those of you guys that have tuned in and hit that like button and share button, I appreciate you guys today. If you guys are enjoying what you're watching, usually we do car news here on the MoneyShift podcast, but when Goodwood is around, you make an exception, you know what I mean? And then today is just that exception.
So the Marshals.
So we're hanging out, we're watching.
Eternally grateful for all their
We're watching
volunteers
Goodwood
for 4
together.
days, of the Goodwood Festival of Speed,
Enjoying it, you know.
Without the marshalling force, we could not run events like this. So to all of them, thank you so much yet again.
We're chilling.
For start line is E-Type number 5, ECD 400, which was the first E-Type Jaguar.
We got Tim Peters with the like. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that.
At Alton Park. Very shortly after it was announced, it was a sensation. You won't remember.
I think I'm about to share it,
E-Type
so
being introduced,
I didn't even take my own advice.
what a sensation
Yikes.
it was.
Well, even now it's a head turner, isn't it?
It really is. And what did Enzo Ferrari say? The most beautiful car in the world.
There you go. Yes.
And there's one in the New York Museum of Art, isn't there?
Yes, I think
On
you're
a
right.
plinth.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Lovely the way Acuria
Love those
cars,
stands.
the blue C-types and D-types were.
Hopefully we get some more modern cars soon. There's a lot of really good stuff coming. Not that I don't love these older cars, man. They are legendary. Like, you saw the fire and pops and bangs from the Beast. Like, that car's insane, but...
It's parked.
Yeah, it's well out of harm, isn't it?
All right. I can already see the YouTube video, okay? James Dean, the drifter, or somebody, is going to go left, right, and go right into that car. A car of which they think is safely parked in a place no one can hit it, will be promptly railed. What up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Welcome.
Was to watch the red arrows from the roof of Goodwood House.
You can go off people.
They were going past us below us.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that was great. Malcolm Sayer, who designed the C-type, the D-type, and the
What a
E-type,
great sound, even low at idle.
He came from the aircraft industry, worked at Bristol Aircraft.
There's the strewn Maserati. Yeah, it would literally be impossible to hit, honestly.
Knowledge to the design of Jaguar bodies, and then Bill Lyons was.
Oh, we got Kevin Pham with the follow?
Right. You see,
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Welcome to the MoneyShift crew, my dude.
Helped sort them out. They became very pretty indeed.
So, red flag not yet withdrawn. Marshall's getting to post, but while we await the restart, let's catch up with Duncan Pittaway. He's at the top of the hill with Ed Foster.
Duncan Pittaway, you are very much part of the furniture here now with the Beast of Turin. I don't think it would be a Festival of Speed if we didn't have it.
Look at that thing.
Some of the facts and
Let's get some details on it.
I'm right in thinking that at the time this was twice as fast as the fastest aeroplane.
Indeed, absolutely twice as
What?
fast as the fastest aeroplane. I think if you think about it, imagine then, I know aeroplanes are pretty slow, but imagine if I said, Ed, outside, I've got a car now that will go twice as fast as the fastest aeroplane. Do you want to come for a ride? You go, what? Are you insane? So, yeah, no, it was. In fact, the other fact is, apparently, in 1911, if you fell off the tallest structure in the world, man-made or otherwise, you wouldn't go faster before you hit the ground than you would sitting in that car. So
Guys, I'm going to replay those two facts for you. The first fact he just said was that when this car was new, this Fiat, okay, that is affectionately called the Beast, it was twice as fast as any airplane that was available. And the second thing that he said was there was no building tall enough that you could jump off of, and when you hit the ground, we're going faster than this thing. Hilarious statistics.
about how fast you get through the speed trap on the start-finish line, which is maybe, I don't know, 500-600 yards away from the chicane. And interestingly, I was talking to a mate, Mike Squire, who's got a Cobra, and I said, what are you doing through the speed trap? He said, 88 miles an hour through the speed trap, which is pretty cool. And I said, and this thing is doing 90 through the speed trap, which is just insane. The slight problem is I have to lift off just after the start-finish line to be able to go around Matchwick, otherwise you go barreling through it. So, yeah, no, it's good.
and you've always got passengers with you.
What a
I
mental
think
thing.
This time, someone who's won a competition.
Yeah, this is Chris. He won a charity auction to be in the car. I mean, before we got in the car, I said, Chris, have you been in an old car before? And he said, oh yeah. So I've been in an E-Type Jag. He said I should be fine. I said, well, it's very similar to an E-Type Jag in many ways. So no, Chris, he was volunteered or paid, went to a charity auction for the ride, and he was fairly speechless when we got to the top.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not surprised. Thankfully, you never are, Duncan. Thank you so much.
No problem, Ed. It's nice to see you. It's lovely to be here. Lovely to be back.
I think those are thoughts and words that everybody echoes. It's great to be back, isn't it?
And he's such a delightful character.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Great enthusiast.
And he loves cars that are very, very different.
I was about to say he loves quirky cars.
Yes,
yeah,
he's got a lovely, mechanically perfect but scruffy-looking Bugatti Type 35, which is very rapid.
Yeah,
but I like
that guy also has a Bugatti Type 35. Jesus hell. That's crazy town.
Yes.
Guys, I'm going to go grab some water really quick. I will be right back.
A Keep Endeavour car that Tommy's up with.
Enjoy the E-Type. I'll be right back.
400 with the wheel of it. It is Michael Ballard, yes, who's driving it.
Very flat floor E-Type. Pretty soon they realised there wasn't much room for the driver's feet, so they actually dropped the floor to allow bigger feet to reach the pedals. Interesting. There was an argument: do I put the soft top up or down? Aerodynamically, it's much better to have it up.
Well, this is an absolutely pristine example, and as Edition outing at Alton Park. It was a race win for Graham Hill. It was a real head turner, and straight away people realised this was going to be a car to beat in GT racing.
All right,
this
we're
was
back.
found derelict in a garden in North London.
This was found in a garden in North London. Love that.
Lucky that it was saved.
Love that.
Pretty bad state, but now it's lovely.
This is Miles Brown. Bentley.
The Bentley blowers.
Old number 6, reminding us that Bentley won the 24 Hours of Le Mans on, I believe, 5 occasions. The car that never won Le Mans for Bentley was the blower Bentley, which
the one that everyone loves.
Mr. Bentley very much disapproved of. Birkin was sponsored by a very rich lady to have a supercharged 4.5-litre Bentley built, which he raced very successfully, but he raced it in the French Grand Prix and came second.
Look at this guy humming. I love when you see the old cars go full tilt like this.
HWM.
Yeah, Gregor Fiskin at the wheel of it. Very accomplished, historic and modern GT racer, actually.
Yes.
Classic car dealer of repute. And the
HWM Jaguar. This was back in the day where, well, I guess it's still done today to a degree, but you could have a separate engine and separate chassis manufacturer. Think of this as like an LMP2 car type deal, where one brand makes the chassis, the other brand makes the engine. Oh yeah, legendary. We already know what this is.
It is. It just had Alex Ames go up the hill in the 250 Ferrari Bread van. Alex Ames in the Simon Kidston in the Alpha Juliet TZ.
Alpha Juliet TZ. One of the prettiest cars ever.
Which this is one.
And then you're going to have the bright yellow Hairy Canary Cobra of Nick Sleep still to come.
Such a gorgeous thing. Wow.
And it is a mini Ferrari 250, really, isn't it?
It is. Nice boomy 4-cylinder engine note. The twin cam Alpha engine.
Hell yeah. Beast.
Raced in the Bahamas.
Raced in the Bahamas?
And another car that just makes one of those fantastic ear-shattering noises as it approaches.
Shout out to the Bahamas.
It's looking very smart. When we first saw the Hairy Canary recently, well, in the last few years, it was well battle-scarred, but now it's immaculate.
You see
the Hairy
Canary. The taller drivers, but over the timing line it will go shortly. Nicholas Sleep, another regular historic racer.
It's got the gurney bump as well. See that in the top? If you look at the top, there's a bubble in it right there over the driver. And that's because it's called the gurney bump because Dan Gurney, when he drove this thing, was too tall for it. So they actually had to add a bump in the hard top in order for him to fit with the helmet on.
With the odd TVR Griffith thrown in for good measure.
Yes.
And then you start to worry about brakes late race.
And until it loses its rear window.
Very true. So Nick Sleep over the line, gets to the end of this short batch of cars.
God, what a sound.
Anybody else on the start line? Because if there is, there's been a long gap. Oh no, there are 1 or 2 more still to go because we're heading to single-seaters. But let's just catch up with 1 or 2 more of the drivers at the top of the hill because Ed Foster is
take us back to rallying. Let's see if we can go right back.
Gary Pearson, we're used to seeing you herring around the Goodwood Motor Circuit in various Jaguars, whether they're D-types or E-types. But this is a very, very special D-type. Tell us about it.
This is probably outside of the Works D-types and the Acura Cost cars. This is probably the best of all the D-types. The big thing about this car is it's the car that Jim Clark first made his name in. Yeah, it's got a phenomenal history, still extremely original engine, original gearbox, original bodywork. Yeah, privileged to race it some, many times over the years, but now it's retired from racing, and it's just brilliant to bring it here.
Now, as I said, you obviously, Mr. Jaguar, you're always racing Jaguars. What is it about these cars that you love so much?
All right, guys, how we're going to end the stream today
Privileged upbringing, if you
is
like,
we're going to watch a 10-minute video that is the highlight of the Goodwood so far. And these are the best runs up the hill. This is Goodwood's video, not mine. We're going to watch this together. And I want you guys, this is homework, watch it over the weekend. It's going to be a ton of fun. Monday, we're going to do a recap of the fastest runs. We'll start off with the video of the fastest runs of the weekend. It's probably like, honestly, 20 minutes in and of itself. But it's a good one. So let's take a gander and let's watch this video and see what Goodwood's got. Thursday's best runs. Let's watch together. Okay. All right. Let's pause. Hold on. I need to remind you guys because I did this yesterday and I'm going to do it again today. What you're about to hear is a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated Cosworth-built V12 engine. Okay? Again, in 2021, you're about to hear a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine that revs to 11,000. I'm not going to talk at all during this run. Just listen.
And we see this one is the DBR1 livery there.
What's there to listen to if he doesn't floor it? Okay. Oh my. Did you guys see? Look at this shake. Look at this shake when he floors it. Holy Toledo. What a machine. All right, what this car is, everybody, this is the Lamborghini SC V12. This is a track-only Lamborghini that was developed last year. This leverages the same V12 that you would find in the Aventador, but with completely bespoke bodywork, and it was made just for the track. Let's take a listen. Sounds pretty awesome. You'd like to hope that on Sunday they give it the beans with all of these, including the Valkyrie, just to see what it can do for a time, but I do understand that they're probably going to be a little reserved. But yeah, this thing sounds not so. What do we got next? Ooh. My friend. Oh yeah. We got the Cheetah. This is I think it's a fiberglass body with just the biggest motor Chevrolet could find. And they threw it in and they went to Le Mans. Let's take a listen. Hell yeah. What a start by Duncan. Look at the shape of this car. It looks like a Hot Wheels car, actual. What a shape, man. It does actually look like a Hot Wheels car, really. Crazy speed. This thing must have been batshit to drive. Not bad. 67. Remember, the record is in the high 30s, 39, I believe. All right, we are looking at a Group C era Jaguar XJR12. This car ran the Le Mans 24-hour. This is back when the top speeds that these cars would achieve were freaking insane. Let's take a listen. Yeah, that's good. Oh my God, listen to that sound. That sound is insane. And he's not even full on goosing it either, and it's still flying. Oh, that was a weird shift. Justin Law coming in with a 50. Is he going to get under a 50? 48, 49. Right on the dot, 50. Good call out, T. Thank you, T. We got the mellow yellow. We got the NASCAR. There literally is everything that runs up this hill, guys. Cole Trickle? Hell of a name. I don't like when they don't push it, you know what I mean? How is this a top run if this guy's not goosing it, you know what I mean?
When the Bentleys had a pit stop now to put their hood down.
All right, nice. It's done. No offense to the NASCAR, but I don't know if I'd put that in a best run. You know what I mean? This is cool. This is the HKS R32. This guy, I believe, ran in the V8 Supercar Series in Australia. Insane livery, iconic. Possibly a son or grandson of Dick Trickle, famous NASCAR racer. Good call out, Tim. You're probably right. Look at him, he's goosing it. This guy's giving it all it's got. Love that. Love to see that. Oh, great turn there from Jake Hill. Oh, that thing sounds awesome. Side pipes as well. And you want to talk about effort, okay? This guy ran 2 seconds slower, 3 seconds slower than that Le Mans Jaguar that wasn't even goosing it. And he was hauling. All right, what we're looking at here is a V8 engine in the Land Rover Defender. This is available for purchase. It's supercharged. I think it makes like 500 horsepower. Let's see how fast this guy goes up the hill with it. Love that it's a 90. Love that it's all black. Oh, he's going for it. Yeah, he's pushing. He's pushing it hard. I love this. He's flying. Yeah. Bravely driven indeed. Look at him go. Let's see how he sends it into this pretty historic section by the wall here. Ooh. Nicely done. Very smooth. Very smooth. Good for him. What a lap. What a sinister looking thing. I love it in all black. Love it, love it, love it. Well done, LR. What do we got next, boys? This is the Subaru Impreza piloted by Travis Pastrana. This is the one that we saw in the Hoonigan video in Maryland. And you already know that come Sunday, he's going to be going for a top time for sure. Let's see what he's got in his first run out on Thursday. Look at the flap, active wing there in the rear for this car. You'll see the flap go up there with the Hoonigan sticker. Travis is sending it. What up, Kurt? Welcome, my man. Oh, yeah. He's flying. Remember, guys, the record around this is 39 seconds. So Travis has got a ways to go. Travis has a ways to go if he wants that record. About 10 seconds. But that was a quick time. Anything under a minute is very fast up here. Oh, we got James Dean. Mr. Slider. Supra-powered 3 Series. This will be our last run of the day, guys. Let's see what James Deans has got. We already know he's crazy. He had some trouble today, but he put in a killer run yesterday. Let's take a watch. sliding literally right out of the gate. Takes that first turn like an absolute professional. Kicks it right back into the next turn. Manji, and to stay alive, Manji is when you go left and right to sort of keep the momentum of the drift going. This is what you have to do when you're on a straightaway like this in order to maintain a slide. And that's what James Dean does. Effortlessly, mind you. Look at this throttle control. It's crazy. Comes in sliding right into the hill. Crazy. All right, we're actually not going to end it here. I think it's important that we look up quick, guys, because I think it's important that you guys see this record. Let's watch the record time up Goodwood.
The NASCAR drivers chat, and now let's see what Romain Dumas.
Okay, so these are 3 very quick times, by the way. 45 seconds, 45 seconds, 46 seconds. So those are probably going to be the times that people shoot for on Sunday. So if you're watching Goodwood and you see people touch 50s, you'll know they'll be coming to play come Sunday or Saturday, whenever they do the time trial. So now what you guys are looking at is the Volkswagen IDR. This is an all-electric, purpose-built machine to just break records. It holds the Pikes Peak record. It holds the Nürburgring record, etc., etc. Pretty nutso machine. Let's see what it can do at Goodwood.
Remember that yesterday he did a 41.18. This is an official run in as much as the clock is running. It's properly timed. 41.18, his best of the weekend. What can he do, Jack?
Through the first corner.
Romain Dumas behind the wheel.
IDR kicks up the third on the inside of the second turn. Now onto the pass
Flying.
and up towards Malcolm.
He is
Every time I say
flying.
it, you look out the window and he's arriving so fast, and by the time he's looked out to see where he is, he's 3 seconds up. And the first intermediate.
He's going to go fastest. The question
He was
is,
3
can he go...
Sorry. In that first sector alone, which is what? 1 turn? Maybe 2? He was 3 seconds faster than the first place time to date.
Quicker than yesterday. Can this car get into the 40s?
Through that second sector, which is 1 very long straight, and that bang bang, he's 4 seconds faster now. So he gained a second in that section.
Was his aim after yesterday? I think the answer is going to be yes. He's taken even more time out of Jeremy Smith's top time. 36, 37 on the clock. He's up to the timing line. Is he going to get it below 40? Yes, he is! A 39.90.
30.
The fastest ever time up the...
39.9. This guy's jazzed about it. We can see him right here. This guy stone cold, doesn't even care. This guy super excited. The crowd's going wild. Okay, so that's the time we're going to be looking for in Goodwood overall.
Season, he's taken the bull by the horns. He's in 3 wheels in a virtual racing bike, and I can.
So as we wind down today, guys, I want you guys to have an incredible weekend and know that you have a bunch of things to look forward to. Number 1, Goodwood tomorrow. Number 2, Goodwood tomorrow. Number 3, Goodwood on Sunday. Enjoy it. Have an amazing weekend, everybody. Thanks for hanging out and watching Goodwood with me today. We got Tim, Matt, Ben, Joe, Derek. We got a bunch of folks today chiming in. Kurt, we got Kevin with the follow as well. Gio with the like. Derek with the like. David with the like. Gio Vani with the like. Michael, Dylan, Will. You guys rock. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I am Thanasi. This is Money Shift in the morning. Usually we are a daily automotive news show. We go live at around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about the day's news. We're on Facebook at Money Shift. We're on YouTube at Money Shift, and we're on Twitch at MoneyShift_. Look out in the future. Maybe we can play some League with everybody. If you guys are gamers, shout out to Graham Prentice. Welcome with that like. So if you guys love automotive content, you love just hanging out and watching stream, don't forget to hit that follow button or exclamation notify in the chat so that you can be notified whenever we go live, and you guys can be a part of the community in the moment and hang out, okay? What are we looking at today? We're looking at some bikes. Let's watch a couple runs. I can't not watch a couple runs of these guys. Have you ever seen these races with these guys with the sidecar? It's crazy. Let's see it. Listen to that. I'm sorry, you guys can't. You guys can't even hear it. There we go. Look at the lean. Look at the lean.
All of the engines are 600. That's the maximum. That's the formula. Stock condition, basically. No heavy tuning. You can play around with the electronics. That's about it. But this thing.
Look at this lean. His ass is on the ground.
360 kilos maximum combined weight.
There's another one.
This is Maria Costello on the Kawasaki.
Ooh, different strategy. See how he's leaning.
Tubular section LCR, much more rugged, as I was explaining to David, so it will take the bumps and the jumps and all the rigors of the Isle of Man TT.
Then you got this guy, casual stroll up the hill.
There the works Norton, Jeff Bain, rigid girder forked, the very early overhead camshaft Norton, which spawned the succession of Max Norton, which follows. So we've seen Ian Bain riding here.
All right, guys, that is where we're going to call it today. Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in. I am Thanasi. I'll see you guys on Monday.